Oh, hello. Who do we have here? No, honestly, who are you guys? I thought the shoot is tomorrow. Oh, it's today. You know, because it just went over my agent and, you know, I don't have communication right now and my makeup is bad and oh my god. Every year around the same time in October, it gets colder, it gets darker, it gets rainy outside. And we all have the sudden urge to watch movies from our childhood called nostalgia. But it really gets hard to breathe under this mask.
So honestly guys, I'm asking myself, was all this childhood stuff actually really good or was it bad? Were we just stupid brain-dead children and we were just liking everything that was kind of creepy, or is it actually a masterpiece? That's what I'm here to answer, because I'm Captain
Ghoulyface.
And I'm here too. I'm Captain Scullyface. Welcome to the show. Ah! Good day, my ghouls and ghosts, or whatever. Welcome back to the channel. I have a really cool movie for you today. The last few movies were a bit of lesser known ones. It was like these crude, you know, little movies nobody watched. Today we have a big one. Today we have Halloweentown. Halloweentown was released in 1998 on the Disney Channel and it was one of their first original movies. And a little fun fact, director Dwayne Dunham. Really sorry for butchering your name. Director Dwayne Dunham actually went on that project when it still had a budget of $20 to $30 million. And that changed over the production process into $4 million budget. And I will get to that later, but I thought it's showing. But we're not here to talk about fun facts. We're here to talk about what I, as a little Daniel, little ghoul, ghosty guy, thought about this movie. As a kid, I think I didn't watch it in the year it was released, but sometime later, and for me it was one of these lazy Sunday afternoon movies. It's raining outside, you can't do that. Your parents don't allow you to play video games, so you will watch that, you know, Disney Channel movie that's on TV. And actually I don't have that much nostalgia for the film. But I read online that a lot of people really love that movie, really love the series, the movie series, and it's like one of the must-sees for a lot of people for Halloween. But is that just pure nostalgia or is it actually a good movie? That's what I'm here to ask, and I'm standing so I feel like a TV moderator, to be honest, a TV host. So we at this show ask the question, is it nostalgia bait or was it good though? Ba ba ba. That was pretty nice. We start on a typical suburban street on Halloween. Or what movies think a street on Halloween looks like. Like, was it ever like this if any of you guys? When I grew up, like, I could be lucky if I would meet 2 or 3 other groups of kids the whole evening. I mean, I grew up in Germany. We were way behind on the Halloween. Because in Germany, I guess we tell way creepier good night stories than in any other country. So I guess kids are already used to creepy stuff and Halloween is not a big thing. Wunderbar! So we meet our main characters. Average teenage girl, nerdy boy who looks like honestly every nerdy character in every 90s movies or TV show. And of course, we also meet her little sister and her mom. And we directly get spooked by the worst nightmare of every teenager, a strict parent.
Look, Marty, I am sorry, but you are not going out on Halloween. Why?
Well, that is a very good question. And we as an audience actually ask us the same, but the movie never answers it. But we will get later to that. And then Grandma turns up and she loves Halloween, obviously. Like, just look at her. And she brings them costumes and sweets and everything that is cool. And then after some talking, after the costumes, we finally get to
Halloweentown.
The book, because it really takes long until we actually get to Halloweentown. So after she tells them a little nighttime story about Halloweentown, Marnie decides that the plot has to move forward and overhears the grandma and her mother talking about them being witches and Halloweentown being real and all this stuff. So she decides, I will follow grandma when she's leaving.
Where'd that bus come from?
That's actually a very good question. Where did this bus come from? Let's go back to the material. Okay, let's slow it down and zoom in. So it seems the bus came from the street, you know, where buses drive normally. And this kid is the smart kid, by the way, just so you know. So the kids get into the bus and finally we get some monsters and some top-notch effects. So they finally arrive in Halloweentown and instantly see monsters everywhere. Copyright-free monsters, because, you know, Disney can't afford any copyright issues. And they meet the mayor. Like, come on, it's a stranger pulling candy out of his ear. That's already a big red flag. But for now, he's helping them to get to their grandma's house. And grandma earlier actually mentioned that some of her friends vanished and never turned up again. So she checks her smart kettle and sees evil is coming.
Close. The worst is yet to come.
So to protect them, she wants to fill up her smart save us from all evil talisman. Because, you know, the company earns most of the refill of the product, not the product itself. So I guess that's the same here. You know, this talisman, I guess, was like $5 and every refill is really expensive. You know, just how printers work, I guess. So she uses the cheap Chinese refill, and of course the manufacturers are dicks and put some chip in there or something to prevent it from working with the Chinese thing. So they have to get to the town to get the real expensive ingredients for this brew. But in this town they are surprised by another horrible monster. Their mother. So she wants to take them back to the mortal world. I mean, like in contrast to the immortal world, I guess. So everyone in Halloweentown is immortal, but they also have kids. I mean, we learned that. Like, they have a grandma, she had a daughter, she had kids, so is Halloweentown just overpopulating at some time? If everyone is immortal and they get kids and like, yeah, I don't know how that works, but maybe it's also wrong to overthink a children's movie that much. So the bus has some engine troubles, so they will have to wait for some more hours, and the mother tries to convince the mayor to help them. Meanwhile, grandma got a hot tip by the town bully, who definitely 100% seems the most trustful person ever, and she follows him to what everyone sees a mile away should be a trap. Actually, the kids see that a mile away, and they follow them too, to walk in, I guess you expected it, into a trap by the Emperor of Star Wars. Or I mean, the bad guy, but he 100% looks like the Emperor from Star Wars. So because Marnie's mom and grandma want to sue them because of copyright infringement, he freezes them. And now it's up to Marnie and her brother and sister to get the final ingredients of the brew and save Halloweentown, which they of course do because it's a children's movie. And you remember how the mayor got a lot of creep alerts? Well, turns out he's the evil guy, and I mean, come on, just look at it. Where does he take the sundae from? Like... You know me, I love a cool fantasy world. Halloweentown is filled with wacky characters and it makes it really fun to watch. You have this werewolf barber, Benny the skeleton taxi driver, and also the two-headed guy I found really funny. And here's another little fun fact for you. To make the town seem more crowded, they actually used a lot of extras twice. So basically you just see like 10 people walking around in the whole movie, which is really funny. Like the whole world where they try to put monsters into everyday life is funny. For example, the witch microwave. It has a lot of cool humor in it, and it makes the world enjoyable. I think you can't oversee that the movie's effects didn't really age very well. And it looks trashy a lot of times. I love trash stuff, so it is, as I said, actually charming. It looks like a group of monster nerds just wanted to do a fun little kid movie. And that's I like about the whole atmosphere. It's wholesome and it's charming. But on the other hand, the cheap set design and costumes sometimes take away from the world, especially because it differs so much. Like, we have the main character and she just wears the cheapest witch costume you could find. Like, you could order on Amazon for $20, and I'm asking myself, why did they give her the cheapest looking costume? Then you have, on the other hand, things like Benny the Skeleton Taxi Driver, and he looks awesome. Like, it's an animatronic robot and it just looks so real. And this difference in production value really makes the world inconsistent, and it takes also away from all the creepiness. I know it's a kids movie, but I don't even think kids will be scared by this. It's more a fun, wholesome thing, and it's not creepy at all. But I will get later to this. So for me, the biggest issue with the movie is its story. Like, it's not bad, it's still consistent, it works. Like, they build the main story around this conflict between daughter and mother. Especially as a teenager, it's very relatable, you know, like your parent forbidding you something. But the pacing is really off. Basically, the first act is just telling you over and over again, oh yeah, there are witches, oh, there's Halloweentown, like, and they have this conflict. If you know me already, I like to compare stuff, because basically what this movie reminded me of was Harry Potter. And in Harry Potter, the movie and the books, we even don't spend that much time on in the beginning. He in the beginning lives with his aunt and uncle, and things start to escalate there pretty fast. And it's all explained through actions. And in this movie, a lot of stuff is already explained
Have you ever had a dream that you him to do you so much you could do anything?
It's already explained in front. It's like they talk about it, they show it, but you're just like, come on guys, we want to see the Halloweentown, you know, that's how that's the title. We want to see the thing, and not like a book. But then at the moment we get into Halloweentown, the pace picks up a bit, but it's still hazy because we don't really know which goal we go towards. Especially we have a lot of scenes in Halloweentown that I think could have went out. I mean, they explain the lore, they show a lot of nice things, but they don't have that much impact. And then since the third act, it actually really gets into the action, and since then I was completely invested. They need to get all the ingredients for this brew her grandma wanted to make. They have to, you know, go through all these little funny scenes to get all these ingredients. This was a cool part, and I think it would have been funnier if they just would have put it more in front of the second act. As I said, a big part of this movie is this conflict between mother and daughter. And I think also a reason why it dragged that much was that this conflict never was explained. Like, her mother just always tells her, oh no, you're human, you are not a witch, and she's always just against it, but we never get to know why. In a better story, she would have had this fear of evil things going on, then evil things actually happening, but her daughter being able to overcome these evil things. That would have been a cool arc. Unfortunately, we stay in the unknown with the motivation. It's basically foggy, it's lost in the mist. Okay, so the last point is maybe something for me personal, but for me personal, a Halloween movie has to be creepy and has to be dark. And of course you could say, you know, Daniel, it's a children's movie, I mean, what do you expect? But I mean, there are films like Ghostbusters or The Addams Family, or also series like Goosebumps or the animated Tales from the Crypt, and these were all so much more frightening. So I wonder, could you make this movie even darker? Could it be done? I don't know, let's see. I don't know why I'm looking there, it's just, there's nothing. Nothing is there.
There are just some things about Halloween that you don't understand.
Somebody's coming.
Well, actually, the place I'm speaking of is called Halloweentown. and the residents are a bit more exotic. Someone is trying to return us to the dark times. The worst is yet to come.
As a kid, I said I kind of enjoyed this movie. It wasn't a huge deal for me, but I kind of enjoyed it. So I would say
6 out of 10.
But now as an adult, I see a lot of flaws in the movie, and from a pure storytelling aspect, it has its flaws. So this would be my adult rating. 3 out of 10. This movie was busted for nostalgia. It's a prime example for nostalgia because I think this movie actually is, it's not that good. You like it as a kid and now you like it because you liked it as a kid. And I totally get if you watch it every year. Don't let yourself stop from this. I'm not your boss. Do whatever you want. So, thank you for watching. I will make it short this time. Just subscribe, hit the bell, do all these things, comment. Did you like this movie? What is your opinion on this movie? Watch my next review. I promised a lot of stuff last time. Yes, I'm still working on that, but I guess until then I don't have anything more to say, and goodbye! Or was this the opinion of my evil twin? Haha! Do you really know if I'm the real Captain Tentacle or if I'm just an illusion? Shattering your childhood? That was pretty nice.